the Star Wars trilogy on video. Now, the Star Wars trilogy on video in THX.
Chewie, get us out of here!
Feel the full force in THX. It's a difference you can see and hear.
You're not actually going into an asteroid field.
They'd be crazy to follow us, wouldn't they?
By the legend that rules the galaxy.
It is your destiny.
The original version of Star Wars on video. Buy it before it's gone forever.
Hey everybody, welcome back to this awesome epic channel. Please do me a favor and hit that subscribe notification bell button and hit the like for us, please. We got a bunch of cool stuff on the table today. We're gonna get right into these things. What did you want to talk about first? Upcoming events or
episode 25 first.
Episode 25.
Celebration.
Oh yeah, and let's go. How was your guys' weekend?
Busy.
Yeah.
Oh, it was good.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry.
I thought you were going.
I thought it was
busy.
going from middle to the end. Yeah, it was good. We had a real busy week in the shop, so thank you everybody once again that comes through and helps support the shop. And we got a bunch of trade-ins. We got some really cool stuff. We did Saturday and Sunday. Both days were super busy, so it was a really good week. Thank you guys.
Yeah, no events this weekend.
Nothing
I did
crazy
watch
going on?
Nah, nothing crazy this weekend. We do have some upcoming stuff though, events coming up, so we can go off those right now.
Well, hold on though. You said you did watch. What did you
Oh, that
watch?
was Thursday. Yeah,
Oh,
we get into
okay.
that first. Thursday for sure. Bring Her Back. I was able to see a screening of that, a press screening. So it was pretty cool.
Let me guess, you didn't like it.
No, I did. You act like I don't like anything. I just went in with different expectations on it. I haven't seen Talk to Me, so it's the same director. I haven't seen that yet. James keeps telling me to watch it. Eventually, I'll watch that. But Bring Her Back, I will give it 3.5 out of 5.
Not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad. It's
3.5
mid-level,
grapples.
but 3.5 grapples. It was cool for a possession movie. They did a little something different. It just wasn't as creepy as I thought it was gonna be. You know, some of those movies when you watch them, not that you get like scared while you're there, but like later on, you think about it, like it'll pop in your head.
Did you feel like it was done already? Did it kind of have like any kind of same
No.
throws or anything
They
like that?
switched it up a little bit. It was kind of cool how they did it and how they worked into it.
Would you recommend it to people?
I'd recommend it if you're into like horror movies that are, you know, not the regular. It's good. It's good. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just for me, I think expectations sometimes when I watch a trailer, and we were talking about it off camera, like the trailer went harder than like the actual movie was. I think they showed everything in the trailer to make it seem like it was going to be this big, scariest movie of all time type thing. It was fun. I liked it.
What was the last movie you saw?
The last movie I saw, Sinners. Yeah,
And we're all in agreement with that. You liked it, right?
well, it was technically the second time I saw it in the re-release
Yeah.
this week for
In
the IMAX. Yeah,
Of course.
yeah, 70mm baby. That movie is gorgeous.
They talk about in that he's saying that if you watch it in IMAX, how in regular movie theaters it's only displaying a certain amount, but in IMAX you get the full.
Oh, it covers the entire screen. It's gorgeous. He even does like this, like the little fluctuating in between like both. It's not in the whole movie, but there's like certain scenes where it's like widescreen, and then it slowly just pans into like IMAX. It's gorgeous.
That's cool.
Yeah, see, I didn't watch it. You watched it in IMAX?
We didn't watch it in IMAX.
Cine XL, right? That's
Cine
what I watched
XL.
it in. Okay.
That's not IMAX though, right?
No.
So okay, Cine XL.
Still
Ask
good.
Daniel
though.
if it's IMAX.
It's not IMAX. The only real IMAX is the one at Harkins. All those AMCs, they're not. They're like double stack screens. If you stare, you can see the line in between the screens where they just stack them.
I don't go to AMC. I only mess
Well,
with
no, I'm
Harkins.
just saying because
Yeah.
people will tell you, oh no, there's like 4 IMAXs here. Or AMC has one. They're not real IMAXs. Yeah.
But it did look clean. I mean, I didn't watch it in IMAX, but on the Cine XL or Cine XL, however you say it, it did look. You could tell like the picture was like really clear and nice. So I imagine IMAX will be somewhat better. But
Yeah.
Especially because it's on the film. You saw it in digital. Yeah, those Cine XLs are like digital.
yeah,
That's what we're
Which
gonna
I'm not knocking digital, but at the same time, you could tell there's like a drastic difference in like the sound quality of the picture, the way it looks.
That's something we're gonna get into a little bit later.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. Did you want to talk about upcoming events? Jump into that.
First one, I'm gonna let you go with it because you're gonna be at that one.
Yeah. May 31st, Polar Bears Pop Culture Shop. We do a record. It's called the East
Valley.
Valley Record Show. I would say record swaps. I got to get out of saying that, but
I
it's
say it too. Yeah, it's not a swap, but
it's not. It's a East Valley record show. Shout out to Desi. He owns Uncle Aldo's record shop, and we've been doing that show for quite a while now. This will be one that we do at the end of May 31st, and we host. We put on the music and we vendette it as well too. So if you're in Arizona and you want to go check out a cool record show, May 31st, you could get the information from us from either the store or maybe we'll put it in the comments or something. But it's something to look forward to. It's another thing that we're going to be talking about a little bit later. So not to jump into that too early. That's going to be the end of this month, and then right after that, jumping into June, Jason got something going on, which is...
Yeah, June's going to be pretty busy. So the first thing we'll have coming up is June 13th. Monster Market's going to do a night market. It's going to be a Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Night market. So we're going to jump into that one.
That's going to be dope.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's going to be a little warm, but it's night. So, we'll deal with it. It should be pretty good. I'm looking forward to it just because I hope there's some cool stuff and nice vibes out there for, Friday the 13th stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got to make sure I get the dates right. On the 21st, we have Horror Monger doing their first show. It's going to be called Evil Shred, and that is on June 21st. I will be vending at that one. And then
I got one more before that.
All right.
Before
something
that,
else? Did I miss something?
just June 20th,
Friday.
50-year anniversary for the Master Blasters. It's a graffiti art show that will be at the Walter Art Studios, and that's going to be celebrating 50 years of the crew being together. There's going to be people, artists coming from New York City, all around the world, going to be showcasing here down the street from my house, which is really cool. We'll be there. I'll be a part of it. So that's June 20th. That's Friday. So it's going to be a super packed 3-day weekend for us, starting with the 20th, Master Blasters art show. Then 21st, Jason will be
Evil Shred.
And then the big one,
Epic Toy Show, June 22nd.
on a Sunday.
On a Sunday afternoon this time.
Yeah. So that's
Sunday
gonna
morning, afternoon. But
Yeah.
looking forward to that one. It's been a nice little gap in between shows, so looking forward to getting back out and getting the shows going again.
People are excited.
Yeah, they are.
They're excited.
Got some
Are
good
you
buzz.
excited?
I'll get excited when it gets closer.
I'm excited. I got a bunch of cool stuff this time, so I'm like, finally, like things have been coming around nice for us. Hence all the stuff we've been talking about getting in trade wise and purchases and stuff. So
I let
Heck
James
yeah.
get excited for me.
Yeah, I always ask.
Yeah,
you.
you're excited. You've been excited since we announced it. So
Yes,
good.
this is true. I'm always excited for this stuff.
yeah, so that's what we got going on for June. Something else might pop up where we might sign up, but right now that is the big ones we got going on. We'll have them flashed up on the screen, of course.
We didn't mention it, but there's also Phoenix Fan Fusion, June 6th, 7th, and 8th. I know you guys are
that's
gonna
the
like
beginning
been
of
there.
the month, right?
Yeah, but it's also in June. Yeah.
Well, I know, but I was doing stuff we're actually doing. Though.
But I mean, I'm gonna go
You'll
there.
be there.
Hayden Christensen will be
Hayden
there.
Christensen's coming. The original 3CPO's going.
Oh, he,
Yeah.
CPO?
Well, the actor or what? Yeah, I don't know.
something Daniels.
I can't think of his name, but you know who I'm talking
Pretty
about.
sure
yeah.
it's Daniels.
What's his name again?
I don't know what his name is.
What's the robot's name?
What is it?
What did you say?
What 3CPO?
I think you missed the C goes before the 3.
Oh, C3PO. Yeah.
He's gonna be. Oh, you looking it up on the spot?
I know it's Daniels. His last name is
I can't think
Daniels.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anthony. There you go.
Look
Thank
in
you,
your book.
Edgar.
Look in your Star Wars book.
Man, you know what's funny?
There he
He's
is
right
there.
here on the cover of this media that we're going to be talking about. But Anthony Daniels, he's like one of the last people still alive from the original original cast of
Yeah.
the original like Darth Vader, Leia,
Yeah, him, Mark
Han
Hamill,
Solo.
Hans,
Oh,
Harrison Ford.
Yeah, because the guy who plays R2D2, he's passed away.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't remember his name. Shouldn't even got into it. But
Yeah. Read the book. Look in your book.
yeah, we'll get into it later. But yeah, that's cool that he's gonna be there.
Yeah, and his thing also costs like $1,000
What costs $1,000?
to get in it to see him.
A G?
You have to pay like it's like $100 for just to go to his panels. They're already sold out. He's doing 2 separate panels. They're each like an hour long. They were like $100 just to get into the panel, but already sold out. And then if you want to get like an autograph and a picture, it's like $1,000
For who?
for Hayden Christensen.
Oh, I heard lightsabers. He was charging like $300 for a lightsaber.
If you want to just get the lightsaber signed, yeah, but you have to pay different tiers. So if you want like a picture of him signed, it was like $400 or $500. But if you want him to sign like a comic book or like a lightsaber, it was like $790 all the way up to like $1,000.
Cool. So you got the full package. Huh?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I couldn't leave my man out. Kenny Baker was the actor for R2D2, so
Oh yeah.
rest in peace.
Your man's in them.
So are you gonna go see him?
Yeah, I am gonna see him.
You
Look at this guy.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him actually sign. What is it? Episode 3 VHS.
okay?
Yeah.
Speaking of VHS,
Which was not released in North America. It was only released in like Australia and like Europe and overseas and stuff like that.
Where'd you snatch that up at?
I ordered it from overseas.
Is it like NTSC? Like
yeah, like the little yeah, absolutely. Where it's like what's the word called? Where you not non-transferable or
Yeah.
yeah.
That's cool. You know what's tragic is young Anakin. Like man, that kid. He grew up to get into just like a lot of issues and troubles and stuff like that.
The first one,
Yeah,
episode
from
1.
episode
yeah.
1. Yeah, unfortunately. Man.
Unfortunately, a lot of bad stuff, happened to Hayden Christensen as well too. It took him a while to get love.
Oh yeah, people hated him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they thought he was the
He was young when he made those movies. Wasn't he like 19 or 20, I think?
Yeah.
He was a baby himself when he was filming those stuff. Like he didn't really have much like credit underneath his belt, you know what I mean? I'm not saying that he's like a bad actor, but he was like in the beginning.
Nah, he was good. His lightsaber action was on point, dude.
I mean, there's so many memes to those movies. Like I watch those movies every year. I love that stuff. You know what I mean? I have the high ground, Anakin. You underestimate my power.
It's hilarious.
When he says "I hate you," that's my favorite part.
I hate you.
Like, dude, you're done. You're done.
You're
son.
cooked. Hey, you're literally cooked.
You took her away from me. Sorry.
I like the comparisons that they do where it shows like Disney lightsaber battles from all the new movies compared to the old trilogy and
Well, the old ones, it was like almost like they were fencing. You know what I mean? Very, like poetic almost.
Like a samurai.
Yeah. And then all of a sudden, episodes 1, 2, and 3, they're just like
busting it out. Yoda, I think Yoda still has one of the best lightsaber duels with
Dooku.
CGI? No.
it's not
Palpatine.
Dooku.
Oh,
it's
Palpatine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Palpatine.
So you see Daniel at Fan Fusion, even though we're not going to be there.
Oh yeah.
Daniel will be there.
Hit
I do
him
have
up.
a quick story though on Anakin and Padme.
Okay.
An inside source, we won't say the name. Remember, he said they knew they were going off to like smash, like they would disappear on the set. Remember, we heard that from somebody. He was telling the story. He goes, "Yeah, they knew stuff was going on with them because they would just disappear."
That's
we won't
right.
say his name.
You're
but
talking
yeah,
about
that's right.
Anakin and
Christian, or him and
yeah,
what's her face? What's her face?
Padme.
Natalie Portman. Yeah.
Natalie Portman face.
Yeah, Natalie Portman. Yeah.
They were going off to smash.
Yeah, what's her face? The name eluded me for a moment. Yeah.
But okay, that was my quick story.
Yeah.
We won't say the
That's
source.
funny.
We
But
can't.
they confirmed. They confirmed that. So.
I mean, I guess why would you not?
You're working though, man. Come on, dude.
New Memorex videotape. Even after 100 recordings, you'll wonder, is it live or is it Memorex?
All right, so I've been throwing this around for a little while, and I think it's time that we discuss this. I call it like hold on.
Sorry.
All right, so here we go. So I've been throwing this around for a while. I wanted to discuss the topic of retro nostalgia. We do get into these discussions in the shop a lot. I think that, everyone has like their points, and certain people like certain things. But I really want to dive into this a little bit more just so we can talk about it. But what retro nostalgia is, just to kind of give like a little more insight to it. Anything now that the word retro, like even 70s, 80s is retro, but 90s is retro. So we're getting into like these newer things that we wouldn't consider retro, but they are. And
Can't you consider early 2000s retro?
It's
pretty much
25 years
because it's
2000.
25. Yep.
Yeah.
So what I want to do is since we're doing the record show end of the month, most people, they have like their opinions about records. So what I wanted to kind of give like some discussion into is where we're currently at in time now. So everything is streamed, everything is digital, and we could talk about the movies in a second as well too.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
But records, for instance, I brought these as an example. I'm glad I brought this Star Wars one now that Daniel was talking about he'll be at the con and Fan Fusion, and he'll be seeing these guys. But this record right here, for instance, this is 80s. And what it is you used to be able to, it's called The Story of Star Wars. And this one is a complete book. So it comes with this book. You would put on the record, and then you would follow, you would just go along with the images in the book. So it's almost like something to do while you're listening to the audio. And I think that's really cool, especially for like a younger kid or somebody that has a very creative mind. Something like this, man, can just take you to a place far, far away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and you had some of the 45s
In a galaxy
too,
that we showed last
were,
time.
Yeah, they were kind of the read-alongs that I was used to. They made the larger ones, but I was definitely used to like the little 45s that had the little booklets, the He-Mans and all that you showed off.
Yeah, which is really cool because even those 45s, they're stories, and I still put them on to this day. Like I'll be cleaning my back room, and I'll just be hearing the story about Mr. T and the adventures that he's going on and stuff. So it's
Did you ever get Mr. T's comic run? He did a comic book.
I have. I'll have to bring it in and show it to you. It's autographed by Mr. T. But I'll show it to you because I'm not sure if it's the same run that we're talking about. But this one you had to purchase from a, like, I don't know if it was like an infomercial or if it was like an ad. But it came with all this paperwork. So I'll show it to you now.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, so.
I think he had like an original comic run. It was like 6 issues. Like it wasn't
Marvel,
really.
I think
Was it
their
Marvel?
Star Comics line.
Yeah, it wasn't like super big, but it was like a very limited.
I want to say Star Comics line. We'll look that up.
It's not. That's not the one I have.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's even cooler because like his limit was very, it was very limited.
Yeah.
And then for you to have like a special edition one, you have to set in for it.
I think it was put out by him. So
That's
it's
even
not
cooler.
Star Comics. It's all like embossed, and it's got like the gold Mr. T.
Can you do it?
on it.
No,
I pity
know
the
who
fool.
it is. It's T-Force. I know which one you're talking about. T-Force.
That's what it was.
It was a different comic book company, but T-Force. Yes.
Yep. So I have the paperwork with it. I have
was a limited
like some
edition.
cool. Yeah. So it was really dope. So, but next, Q Lazarus. Just to I want to go through kind of where we're at with vinyl now. Even so, this used to be a really hard, super expensive record. And, it's hundreds of dollars if you were to find the original press of this. But they just came out with a documentary not too long ago. The story of Q Lazarus. What happened to Q Lazarus? And everybody knows this. The famous song from this is in Silence of the Lambs.
Is that an original?
This is not. This is the reissue right here.
Oh, okay. When did this come out?
Just this year.
Oh, okay.
And I was fortunate to get a copy. Shout out to Eastside Records. They
Yeah,
held a
because even
copy.
these re-releases, they kind of go really quickly, and they're hard to come across because a lot of people want these just for nostalgia reasons.
The nostalgia.
And you're not going to pay
An
whatever
arm
the
and a
original
leg,
is,
yeah.
like 200 or whatever it is.
Right. The original's like super expensive if you could get it. See, the thing is, if you go on Discogs right now to try to buy it, there's no one selling it.
Yeah,
That's
we
awesome.
kind of just had this debate, and we won't like it, with DJs and stuff saying,
Repress versus
Yeah.
OG copies.
I'm like, why do you want to spin a $400 record and screw it up? Like I'd be scratching, the remix.
Yeah, and in my
The reprint, yeah. That makes
in my
sense.
opinion, I'm all for represses. So I'll give my take on it. I'm all for represses.
Do you think that do you think represses sound exactly the same as an original? Better, worse?
I will say this: if they're recording from the master, then it's gonna be exactly the same. Sometimes they even remaster it and bump up the sound and make it a little bit better.
Nice.
So in some circumstances, like this was not a big record label that put this out. So somebody that had some like mastering abilities could have took this record and just bumped it up to a super.
Okay.
So sometimes it can be good, and I guarantee this is on a heavier vinyl as well too, like maybe 180 gram.
A lot of 60s and 70s records, when they do them, they remaster them because back then they were done in stereo or analog. So now
They do them
kinda
in
bump 'em
stereo.
up. Sometimes.
Yeah.
If it really sounds good, like you said, they probably leave it alone. But most of that stuff's not going to sound as good. You know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of the nostalgia of it.
That's what's dope about it. When you take that needle and you put it on the record and you hear that crispy, that just crackle, and it just makes you feel a certain way. That's something that I don't think you can mimic with digital or even cassette or CD, because most people, you know, when CDs came out, that was a revolutionary thing. We all got super excited by that until you started walking around with this disc, man, and every time your leg would move, it would, you know, skip the
Then they
CD.
came out with the anti-skip, and then
Yeah, put an
everybody was going
anti-skip mode.
crazy.
That didn't work that well, though, either.
Not always, no.
That button would lock, remember?
Yeah, you would get
Anti-skip.
stuck.
So I always fall back. I think, you know, my preferred sound of listening to music is definitely vinyl. You know, that's like just a preferred sound.
Take it from the DJ, he would know.
And check this out. This is crazy. So here's the other thing. When you were collecting back then, most records came with like promo, like goodies, or, you know, they came with something to promote like what the band was about, or, you know, anything. Like you could get a t-shirt, stickers, all this crazy stuff. So this is a Cheech and Chong record. They were like comedians / musicians, so they would do like skits where it would be something funny and you'd kind of laugh and have like there'd be segments where they'd be singing music and stuff.
Mexican-American.
Yeah. One of their big hits. But check this out, dude. This is a copy that I have in. All of these are from my personal collection, but you'll never see this really. It still has the zigzag paper in it. This huge zigzag paper, which I'll show, but I'm gonna pull it out because it's like,
So that's an original.
yeah. This is the original zigzag from the and
roll up a big one on
it's
there.
an actual zigzag. It's got a little stain on it right there, but for it to be in its entirety where nobody cut it and actually used it.
That's incredible. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to damage it.
Yeah,
That's
so
incredible.
That's an original piece right there. Where things like this, I mean,
You just don't get stuff like
you
that
don't.
anymore.
Yeah,
no.
when you waited in line to go get these things, like when like the new music was like on Tuesday, I think, or like a Wednesday. Do you remember? Tuesday, right?
Pretty sure it was Tuesday, because
Yeah, and you would go.
buying every CD and stuff out.
Yeah.
You know what's great about that is like you own that, because now you know how all these companies are like debating whether or not. So, for example, when you buy stuff on those streaming apps, you don't technically own it.
Oh, yeah,
Nope,
we're gonna
you
get
don't.
into
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
which
That's-
is like terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's definitely. This is something that you can keep forever. It's when I think of all the records that I have, and you think about files that you have, these are like media files, but just in a tangible form. So you know this is something that you can take forever. You know, and with the digital stuff, your hard drive could crash. Your if you're streaming them, like if you're buying them through streaming, they could just eliminate all the songs.
They can,
Yeah, we're getting
or
rid of that. Yeah,
or for example, like Amazon, if you unsubscribe,
Mhm.
they will delete every movie you've ever bought and stored on there.
Well, it makes
And,
sense.
and then when
Yeah,
you
sure.
but I mean, you pay the money, you own it, but you don't really own it.
You don't own it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that game that I can't think of the game, but they had that lawsuit where the people bought the game. It was like an online game, and the servers, they just shut them off after like a couple of years because nobody was playing it. So the people tried to sue the company. Long story short, the company was like, "But you never owned it. You had permission."
Yeah,
So now everybody else is using that as well too. Like, you're giving me $25 to own it, but you're only getting permission. Yeah,
and you own this.
Yeah.
exactly.
So if they decide that later on down the road that they say something in this record that's not PC, and they want to edit that, they will edit that out. But as long as you have this, there's no, edit that they can take out of this.
They're doing that with the wrestling stuff. That's why if you get the older VHS or DVDs, keep them, because on their network, they're eliminating all the stuff that's, not considered, like PC, like you said, anymore, or just not appropriate anymore. So
yeah,
so you have the
It's
original
like random stuff though. It's so ridiculous. Like the most current one that I can think of right now in this moment. Did you guys ever watch Winter Soldier? Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
You remember that scene where he eliminates that guy and he falls on the floor and his eyes are open and the blood all oozes out? Well, they edited that and they closed his eyes and they got rid of all the blood. I don't know if you saw that. Like everybody was
I
like,
only watched it once. I probably saw it the original.
Yeah, well, if you rewatched it after its original run, the blood's gone, his eyes are closed, he just goes, and he falls on the floor, and then you're just supposed to assume. But the original cut, they like light him up, and he hits the ground, and his eyes like freeze open, and you could just see all the blood. But enough people complained about it, they edited it back. Yeah,
they would have had to, because the Daredevil Punisher was slitting people's throats.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So it's like, why get rid of that? The Disney, of course, they said it was an accident.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a perfect segue, because one thing I wanted to mention is that in VHS, for instance, Jason's going to showcase some of his, but it was kind of fitting. We had these figures that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but I just happen to have this sealed copy of Spawn.
Heck yeah.
Chilling in a bin, and I thought that was the coolest thing. I kind of want to keep it. Like I was thinking about selling it, but maybe I could get the Todd father to sign that joint, and then I could just
coolest thing ever.
Put it on.
Cool.
So.
Yeah, I'd get that.
If you're ever gonna sell it, let me know.
Yeah. So, but one thing, and this is something we used to do in the shop early on. We were, I think we were gifted it. Maybe I bought it. I forget, but it was a. Do you remember?
The VCR was yours. You brought it.
Okay.
In. Yeah.
All right. It was a DVD VCR combo.
Oh, beautiful.
We used to have it connected to the front right here, and we would keep watching Predator in here. Maybe back then we were like, it wasn't like it was running when kids and all that stuff were in here, but
It should have been to teach those kids.
we watched it a lot. That was definitely one of the movies that we preferred to watch. But there is a scene on the VHS version of Predator where the Predator is in the jungle and he's already killing people. And
it's that wrestler guy. I know what scene you're talking about. Yeah.
Do you know his name?
I can't, but I know it. I only remember that one famous line that he does, like, "You're bleeding."
The
He's
wrestler
like,
guy, Minnesota governor.
there
Yeah,
you
governor
go.
of Minnesota. He's
Jesse the Body, dude.
That's his name?
Jesse the
There
Body
you go.
Ventura.
This stuff will make you a goddamn sexual tyrannosaurus. Just like me.
There's a scene where the Predator shoots him from behind, and it's when he pretty much like blasts his entire chest piece out.
Yeah.
So there's a scene that they cut, and it's pretty graphic, dude. But on the VHS, it's still in there. But they roll him over, and his whole chest
It's
cavity
exposed, and his little rib cage is sticking out.
that red, the goo mixture that they made is pretty. Yeah. So they cut that from the movie, and we used to watch it, and we'd be like, "Look, here it comes," and we'd watch that scene, and of course, that's the coolest thing about the media is that, like, as it went on, DVDs they cut it out, Blu-ray they cut it out, so you have to go back to the original form, which is going to be either VHS or beta.
There's a lot of movies like that nowadays. It's ridiculous.
Well, especially on streaming. Yeah, you're not going to get the full thing, so it's good to have the physical media.
Do you guys know when the first VHS came out?
That's a good question.
I've answered this before, and I knew it. What the first VHS was.
I know what the first VHS was.
It's not Star Wars, is it?
No.
Okay, because
it
I
was
know
first released overseas.
Oh, okay.
What was it? Just...
The Young Teacher.
Okay, see, I wouldn't have known that.
That's the first one ever
But
released.
I thought VHS was like 70, 80. It was
1976 was the first.
Was that early?
And
Yeah.
then, but so North America was 1977. The first North American VHS was Platoon, MASH, and Sound of Music.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I do know like 2006 was like the last time they made them, right?
Do you know what the last movie put on VHS was?
That's a good question.
28 Days Later.
Nope.
Let me guess.
It was something that came out then.
Let me guess.
I know this one too. Tell us, because I'll
Yeah,
be here
tell
all-
us.
all-
A History of Violence.
Okay.
Starring,
That was out
yeah.
on it. Yeah, Vigo.
Who? What is it? is it Vigo or Hugo Mortensen?
Vigo.
Is it Vigo?
It's Vigo.
Vigo.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2006. Yep.
Yeah, now they're starting to make these. Now they're coming back out. This isn't a reissue one, but now they're starting to do. And I should have brought it. I have the art, the
Terrifier.
Terrifier.
3. Well, they did 2 and 3, right?
Terrifier 2 I have on VHS. Yeah.
I don't think they did 1, right? I
I
don't think they
yet.
did.
That's weird. Yeah, they might not have. But because they were doing them at Walmart now.
Yeah. But
so-
those are very limited.
They
You know
are.
what I mean? They go out of their way. They pay extras.
That's
so
cool,
like,
though.
History of Violence is like the last commercial.
Yeah.
You know, like Hollywood movie put on VHS.
Oh no, I've considered
yeah.
at the end of like the era of it. Now it's like kind of like the record special edition. Like if they stopped making records in like 2000s and then now they're doing them again, I would still consider that the end of
Well,
it.
yeah, absolutely, yeah.
But they've
absolutely.
continually made records and stuff. Cassettes though have gone away. Like I don't know if they continually made cassettes.
They do make them again, but again, they're very limited. They're only a certain amount, and we'll get into those next.
Do you know what the #1 selling VHS is of all time?
Ooh,
Jurassic Park.
No.
I'm gonna say Titanic.
No.
What is it?
The Lion King.
Oh, that makes sense. There's a lot of those copies too.
Yeah.
I say Jurassic Park because I have like 12 of them.
And I say Titanic because they're everywhere.
Yeah, Titanic too, and it's like the #1 movie of all time somehow.
Yeah.
Or is it #2 now?
It's
Is your
number
favorite
3 because
movie?
Avatar 1. It's
1
2
and 2 took it over.
No, it's 2-1 Titanic, I believe, and then it's Star Wars, and then I think it's, I think it's no, it's not Jurassic Park. Jurassic Park got bumped out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll run through this real quick just so we can show this, and then James wants to talk about cassettes. So 28 Days Later, this isn't from the 80s. This is when it came out, like early 2000s. So VHS was still prominent at the video stores. If you went to Blockbuster, Hollywood Video, or mom and pop shops, you were
They're
more than likely getting that.
They're replaying that in theaters. I believe it's like next week.
Yeah, they're going to do it
Yeah.
to coincide with next month, which I'm excited about.
Oh yeah.
And then, also on this one, which I need to watch it, I haven't watched it yet. It does have a alternate ending on it, so that's kind of cool. So that's something you won't see if you stream it. Then I want to get into the DVDs real quick.
There is one thing we left out, which is Laserdisc, but we're not really.
Well, yeah, I don't
fond
have a
of
laser disc of
Yeah.
this. But DVDs a lot of times had like the little booklets you can get sometimes. And then what I liked on the DVDs, what blew my mind when they first came out, was all the special features on there. Like I got them a lot of times just to watch special features because I'd already seen the movie multiple times. And then we have the Blu-ray of 28 Days Later. This does have special features as well. And then they're saying on the front it's beyond high definition, but it's in 1080p, so that's not the highest of definition. But Edgar did say they are coming out with the 4K shortly, which I'll probably have to jump on the 4K. But I don't know if the movie's going to look, we talked about it off camera, I don't think the movie's going to look much different because the way they filmed it anyway, originally, so I don't think it's going to get much better on there. And as far as special features, I doubt they're really going to add anything to it. But check those out, special features anytime. There's always some cool stuff on there.
Yeah.
One of mine and Edgar's favorite is Friday the 13th, Part 7, special features.
I used to work out of UCLA's former parapsychology laboratory from 1969 through 1980. I was working with things like telepathy and precognition and what eventually became to be known as remote viewing. So that was the work we did in the lab, did a lot of work for the government and the intelligence community and the military, which is still classified.
I want to get into the movies last so we could talk to Daniel about it because I know he'll have some insight on that. Last thing real quick, just cassettes. This was, in the middle between CDs and vinyl, but this is kind of cool. So back in the day, what you would mostly do is you would be listening to the radio, which most people really don't have that that feature to do anymore. Where
It's
you'd
weird
be at
listening
home.
to the radio now.
It is.
It's odd.
Yeah, it really is because there's not like you'd have to stream again.
Yeah.
You're gonna pay for streaming. Like most cars come with like satellite radio, so you get all these options and all of this stuff. But back in the day, 80s, 90s, this is a mixtape me and Daryl D put together right here. I did the artwork. Daryl put everything together. Like he put the stickers on the cassettes and everything. But what you would do, just standard, if you heard new songs coming out, you would wait for the song to come out and you'd have a blank cassette
Memorex.
inside of there. Or if it wasn't blank, you'd put a little piece of like paper towel in there and maybe put some tape over it so you could dub over that cassette because you knew you were going to make a new mix. But you would wait, you'd hit record and pause, and the minute your song gets to start to playing, you would unpause it, start recording, and you had like the newest music out, and that was a cool thing about cassettes. And of course, Walkmans was huge when the Walkmans started getting big and everyone could carry them around. But then they started making reissues again. So this is a reissue of Razzcast's very famous Soul on Ice first album, but now they put it in a blue cassette, very limited edition for this release. I had to get it. I wanted to get it signed by him when I met him a couple times, but I just never remembered to bring it out. I would always bring vinyl. So these are limited edition as well too. They still do make cassettes.
I was gonna say I did not know that they did re-releases of cassettes.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this was like a 20-year, like just a celebration that they did of Soul on Ice, and then it came out. Had to get it, and I've never even played it because I don't have a cassette player anymore. Plus, I don't want it to get ruined, so I kind of just kept it.
Wouldn't play those.
Yeah, kept it on its own. But movies, so they used to film movies 35 millimeter, pretty much film. They used to.
Yeah, beautiful.
Now they shoot just like Sinners. They shoot like.
Well, that was done 35 70 millimeter because that's how they had like the separation in the two different formats. But a lot of movies nowadays are filmed digitally.
What do you prefer?
I prefer film. It's not that digital is horrible. Like I get it. It's easy to transfer it. It's easy to send files and people edit it, send it back, so on and so forth. But it's like, to me, film just sounds better. It's like a record. It sounds better. It looks better. I love hearing like the projector in the background, like you know what I mean? And like I love like the sounds that it makes. You could see like the cracks and the crisp little things on the screen. I mean, for me, that'll never go away. You know, because it's like digital sometimes looks grainy. Like if they send like a low quality file, or if there's some sort of like bug in the system, or if the projector is like whatever reason running slow, like the processing data, you can see it. And you know, and I mean, I know people don't necessarily look for that, but me, I could see it right away when I'm looking at it. I could just tell the way it's, you know, filmed or how it's like being presented. Yeah. So I mean, that's why I love the IMAX. You know what I mean? They put all these movies back up there and the original way. It's just gorgeous to me.
Well, there's only certain movies they film it specifically for that, because it's an action movie. Like, you're not going to have every movie in the... So it's kind of what tone they're going for.
Yeah,
too,
what's his face? Why am I drawing a blank? Christopher Nolan. Okay. The rumor is that he's filming the entire Odyssey with an IMAX camera. So I don't know if it's true, but I've just been reading it a couple of places that he's filming the entirety of the entire movie in an IMAX. So it
has to be shown again on IMAX. And
yeah. But that'll look incredible if the whole movie is IMAX. I think that'll just be gorgeous.
3D. He needs to do 3D.
No 3D.
they IMAX. It's pretty cool that they're like still sticking with kind of like, call it original format, if you will. You know, the like
it takes them an hour and a half to move it from the projector when they switch it. You know what I mean? So I'm grateful that they still do, because this is one of 12 IMAXs in the world that still does the 70-35 millimeter film. One of 12, which is like, when you think about it, that's not a lot. You know what I mean?
What are they going to do when Arizona Mills closes down?
It's never going to close down.
Well, they just
updated the screen. I don't know if you know that.
Movie theater's good. I'm saying the
well,
mall
no, they
itself.
Updated the IMAX. They tore. I don't know if you saw like the big hole that they put in there.
The mall.
It'll just stay there. The mall will shut down, and the IMAX will stay there. They're going to redo
everything down.
They're going to redo the seats in August.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's.
Hopefully Mills stays there. I'm just.
No, I get what you're saying, but I mean, Mills and like Chandler are still like very busy. Like, you know, those are like the last reigning ones. Well, and then what's the one in Scottsdale? Fashion Square.
Oh, Fashion Square.
Those are the only three I could think of.
That's another discussion for another episode. But the days of past where everyone went to the malls and like the experience you would have like going to the mall and stuff like that.
Mine is going to the movies at the mall. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll
definitely talk about that on another one.
Yeah, good times on that.
Another one.
But real quick, Edgar, just digital or film?
I think they both have their merits depending on the movie.
That's what I'm saying. Depending on what mood they're going for, that's what I say.
Film does have that quality, but digital can look great. I mean, David Fincher shoots all his stuff digital, and that looks
perfect.
Because he has that tone all the time that he's kind of going for it too.
That's his style, so it depends on.
So that's why I think it's the tone and all that. But
yeah, the So the thing is, everyone has like an opinion about, some people are into the new high tech, what's the latest greatest that's happening. Some people like get pretty nostalgic, and this is what they grew up on, so it has a certain feel. Like Daniel was saying, the feel of hearing that clicking sound, and when they used to have to feed the film, and you could see like pretty much like Quentin Tarantino kind of makes these little scenes where it would be like all film,
like a glitch. It
glitch
does like a
in
little,
it,
or the misfire.
Yeah, it cuts. Like when the tape like breaks.
Absolutely, yeah. I've
and
been
then-
in a movie theater when that's happened.
Oh yeah,
where it's like
everyone
torn,
has.
right? Yeah, that's
and then the white screen comes up and everyone's all pissed, and it's just like, so those are like memories that I think a lot of kids nowadays will
don't
never
even know what that is.
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah.
Even like going into, I was gonna say one thing we forgot about mentioning is that cassettes and VHS, you have to rewind them.
Yeah.
So that's a
Get worn out,
process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a process all on its own.
Get the pencil sometimes because you'd have to like rig that thing up.
Just sit there and do that.
Yeah, you
hoping
have to
it would
get
go
like,
faster.
it'd eat up in there sometimes too, and you have to like.
Or it'd waste your batteries, so you just like rewind it by hand, so that way you weren't killing your batteries. Because again, this is all ran off of like batteries and stuff. It's not like a charging mechanism where you can just charge your phone. And
I had this little Fisher Price one that I would rip songs off the radio the whole time, like with it, like you said, you make my little mixtapes.
Yeah, I almost brought the portable record player. I forgot it because it was too much stuff. But you'd make your own mixes, and it does something for you where you're being creative. I think there was a lot more creativity happening with all of this stuff. I think that nowadays the selections are just so vast.
What do you guys prefer? Do you guys prefer one or the other when it comes to like?
I do, for sure.
What do you like, film or digital records?
For
streaming.
Streaming has its pluses, like, because the new stuff, obviously you get to watch like right away, so I can't dispute that. Like all the new stuff that comes out streaming wise, I watch that 100%. But when it comes to like a movie that I really want to see, I'm gonna whip out the Blu-ray, or I'm gonna whip out the DVD or the VHS. Especially the ones, again, going back into the streaming thing. We were trying to go on a Mark Wahlberg kick and watch all of his movies. And man, there's like Shooters not streaming without paying for it.
Right.
Again,
Yep.
we're not gonna, feed the machine. So I'm like, I'm gonna find it on physical media. So Shooter. Then we were looking for Rockstar. No, Fear. We own Fear, and it's streaming, but where you don't have to pay because we have the service. But have you seen Rockstar? Jennifer.
I'm trying to remember that one.
Yeah, it was Jennifer Aniston.
Is
Mark
it a
Wahlberg.
comedy?
Not
No.
really. It's like him. He's singing in like a cover band, and then the main singer from the real band, they kick him out of the band, and then they hear him singing, and they put him into the band.
I'm gonna have to double check.
You got the touch.
Yeah. I don't know why when I think about Mark Wahlberg, I'm trying to think of like.
No.
Wait, what?
He sings. You got the touch at Boogie Nights.
I know.
Okay, Derek, you ready?
Yeah, I was born ready, Nick. Let's go, man.
Dirk Diggler demo.
Keep the vocals up.
You got the touch. Take 7. Excuse me, Reed.
You got the touch. You got the power.
I was thinking of Boogie Nights. That's what I was thinking of.
Yeah, it's not that one. Not that one. That's a whole nother monster.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing. That's so funny.
We'd skip Boogie Nights. Brianna wouldn't watch Boogie Nights, So, but he's in like Rudy. I mean, the list goes on. But
did you love him in Transformers?
I was gonna watch it because it's part of his catalog. He's not terrible, but I'd have to say some of his best movies to me is like Four Brothers.
Liked him in Four Brothers.
Yeah, I liked him in Rockstar, man. Like,
I'm gonna have to go back and see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to double check on that one.
Yeah.
I think you meant Invincible, not Rudy. I don't think he was.
Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Yeah,
Mike
no,
was
thank
gonna
you.
like,
No, Rudy.
Invincible's that football one where he joins.
That's Rudy's
based
the
on a
Notre
true
Dame
story.
one and stuff. And then he's an Eagles player in Invincible. You're absolutely right. So,
Yeah.
Thanks. Hey, thanks. Now I don't
Yeah.
have to get the.
Oh, you still get the X.
Yeah, he ain't gonna miss a beat. But other than that, like it kind of bothers me that those aren't available. So we have a pretty vast DVD collection.
Heck yeah.
Which is great because we were buying them cheap. Like when I would go looking specifically for out of print movies, which is OOP, and those are like the rare ones that you end up paying a lot of money for. And you know, we would just find those, and then we'd be like, "Oh man, did you ever seen this?" Or I would find movies that I never saw before ever, and I would just buy it just because.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, I used to do that all the time. I was buying every week, and I ended up with a large collection of crap, pretty much. Cause
June 20th of 2006 is when the first Blu-ray came out. I just remembered that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rain Man,
Man.
Rain Man over here is he just jostled through his memory.
Yeah, because it was June 20th of 06 is when the first Blu-rays came available.
Hey, that's crazy because that's next month, man. We're gonna have to celebrate. Dude.
I know.
Yeah, have to celebrate. Make a
19 years.
DVD cake.
Not DVD, Blu-ray.
Oh, Blu-ray cake. We're gonna have to make a Blu-ray.
Edgar, when
cake.
was the first 4K? I'm just kidding.
4K man.
Cool. Yeah. So we covered all that stuff.
Yeah. Next, we gotta get into this next question, pondering questions for the people. Posability versus sculpt. All right, so a lot of questions. Shout out to Diggs Figs. A lot of people collect for different reasons, so we just wanted to show you guys posability versus sculpt, and sculpt up front. So we'll start with this one.
Is there any articulation on that or no?
No.
It's just all.
Yep.
It's gonna be limited. He's gonna show you because we're using McFarlane because he's gone from both extremes.
And I think he did a really, really good job when he was doing sculpt, and that's where I find myself collecting sculpt as opposed to posability. But these arms like will slightly move, like if I'll show the camera, but there's like maybe 5 points of articulation, which it's not even a true 5 because like this head isn't turning sideways, like it's barely even moving. But so more or less just wanted to show like that sculpt, if you're into detail, if you're into paint, if you're into like really, really artistic, like kind of just something you set on your shelf, you know, sculpt is like, that's what I like. But now we're in this era where posability is like king right now, and everybody wants the most posable figure that you can handle. And this is an upgraded cape. This is an upgraded chain. So this wouldn't even have came with it originally. But you know, this Spawn figure, you could bend him in all kinds of different ways, and he's gonna work out like at least 20 points of articulation, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah,
on
because
this.
he's got arm swivels and all
Yep.
that stuff.
Yeah. So just real quick, what would your thoughts be, posability or sculpt for you?
Honestly, I'm going to have to go 50-50 because I love being able to just look at like highly detailed, you know, just enjoy how ugly it is in a pretty way.
Yeah.
But then also to be able to just get down to the nitty gritty and make whatever pose I want.
Pose
I
it
like
up.
seeing other people's poses, and then I like being able to come up with my own stuff.
Okay.
Old school, sculpt. I want something that's gonna look cool on the shelf. Like this dude doesn't need a lot of articulation. Like what poses are you gonna put him in?
Right.
So certain
Right.
figures do need posing. I get it. Like Spider-Man, you're gonna want him. Daredevil. There's certain ones you're gonna want the posability on. This dude's a big monster, robot-looking dude.
He's cool.
Sculpted, and then we got to mention too. More than likely, he was done like hand sculpted. He wasn't done digitally. The
No.
new stuff I'm sure is all done on the programs.
Definitely
Somebody probably
hand.
actually sculpted that one.
Yeah.
Details really great on that. Details are good on that one. But once you start getting into too much posability, you start getting the
Losing
weird-
loose joints.
Start losing the sculpting.
Yeah, the
and-
sculpting. The imports are cool. You can pose them, but then you start seeing like the weird like elbow, like the shoulder
butterflies
joints, and I don't know.
yeah.
To me, that's always weird. I'd rather just have like something that's not a statue quite, because then I would just buy statues. But you have a little posability on it.
Yeah.
And it looks cool, on your shelf. So that's
Yeah.
where I'm at with it. But I do get the posability part. It's just not for me.
So which one, 50 or you doing
I'm
full
going,
sculpt?
I'm going,
full
I'm
sculpt.
going sculpt because I collect
Okay.
board figures and
Yeah.
I don't have them going like they're not doing crazy poses. They're
Yeah.
you know, menacing and just standing there looking cool. So
Yeah, so if you stayed to the end, comment below. Let us know sculpt or posability. I would say like most people nowadays, like the younger guys and girls that collect, are probably gonna most likely be posability. But yeah, let us know and definitely tell us your thoughts on it. You gotta-
Speaking of menacing,
Uh-huh.
you got is that the new design right there?
This
Did you run out and get the new design on your
No,
shirt?
This is part 3.
You were like ASAP. You were like, he looked so good.
That's
Yeah.
3D right there.
Yeah.
It's 3D's coming at you.
So if you don't know what we're talking about the new Jason Voorhees. What is it? You said it was AI or was it?
Okay, so it's Jason Universe, and it was a reveal that they're doing because the 45th anniversary of the original Friday the 13th, not even the one where he got his mask. So 1980 that came out. So it's 45 years we're talking. They did this big reveal. I thought it was like a fan club thing they were doing, like an AI thing, but apparently it's not. Supposedly it was designed by Greg Nicotero, and I'm like, they might have shown it to him, and he was like, cool. But I don't see this dude designing this because it's pretty generic.
Well, you don't love it?
No, supposedly this is the one they're using moving forward, but there's no movies or anything moving forward that you're going to need this design, so I'm not really sure.
He's not menacing looking
what
to
they
you?
did. He looks like somebody went and got a costume probably at like Spirit.
Like your
or
neighbor
put their own
Bob or
together, yeah,
something?
and then found like a mask that was like not even Friday the 13th, like it said like hockey mask killer, like so it's like a bootleg mask, and then
A little bit of padding.
Yeah. So there's other stuff you can read into it. Go check out online. I'm not going to go read it all, but it's a legit thing. They're talking about how they want to revamp it all and all this stuff, and this is the new Jason for like the new, and it's across like all medias for games and other stuff. This is what they're going to use. Maybe toys going forward, which I don't know how that works because you have to look into the rights on that. But
He looks like the Fortnite skin.
he looks like, and I said this off camera, he looks like a Halloween decoration I tried to make of a Jason, like using a mannequin from Spirit Halloween. Exact same like color, like he has the coat and everything, like in just some.
That's disappointing now that I'm like thinking about it. I was okay with it if it was like down over there. I didn't know they were bringing that into
No, they
like
want to
the
use it for all
movies.
media
That's
moving forward. That's the design.
Well, I hope they change it.
Yeah, other than 3 and 4 though, like the mask has changed pretty much every movie, but you just kind of redesign it like that, like 13 holes, but like they're kind of all in the middle. I don't know. I just didn't like how it looked.
Did we ever go over like what's your favorite mask?
Part 3.
Part 3. Oh, okay.
And 4. We did.
Are those the same mask?
They're pretty much the same because
okay.
they kind of continue, right? They're a little different, not much different. But yeah, this mask I don't like. I'd rather have them, like I was telling Edgar off camera, let's give him sack head if we're going to do some crappy masks. So just put him back in the sack. Like,
Just the one eye running around, a
well,
little
even
sack
like the
on?
remake, yeah, the sack
Yeah.
on, he looked cool. He looked cooler than what this is. But again, it looks like it's some AI stuff they made, but they were running with it though, saying this is.
I mean, maybe it'll look good on screen. Like maybe like the guy they get is like 6'4".
Well, you
and-
definitely need someone bigger than whatever that was.
like a
That was like
linebacker.
some-
Because I thought that was like a fake picture.
Yeah, it looks
Yeah.
AI-ish. He thought it was a toy. I'm like, nah. I said, I think it's AI, but anyway, that's my thoughts on that. We'll see going forward, but
yeah.
I'm sure they're going to change some stuff because I know they're not getting positive feedback on it.
Let us know what you guys think of that, because I'm sure we're going to put a picture of it.
Yeah.
But on that note, do you have anything else?
That's it, man. This is our 25th episode, so thank you guys, everybody, for sticking in with us. We're just finishing up 25. Hopefully, by 50, we'll be at 100,000 subscribers.
Whoa, he's putting it out there right now, 100,000.
So-
Woohoo!
But no, thank you guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that sweet bell notification. Shout out to Daniel for making it through, coming through with his facts, Rain Man style. You know what I'm saying? Just dumping them.
Yeah, anything you want us to cover too,
Yeah.
let us know. Like,
In the
we're always looking
comments.
for ideas. So if there's something you want to see cool, let us know. We'll try to cover it.
And that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
All right.
25.